Welcome to APCUG's Wednesday workshop, where we get together in the middle of the week and we talk technology. This month is October, and we are going to try to focus on security issues because this is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Today, we're going to do a presentation that is not necessarily endorsed by APCUG. Some people might recommend it, but we have a presenter who is going to share with everyone what they like, and APCUG extends a welcome hand to anybody else who would like to share a presentation such as this. Today, we've got somebody who's going to be presenting that does not purport to be a technician, a technical person, an expert in any way, shape, or form. Guilt by association, probably. He's an avid user of computers and an avid helper member. So today I'm going to invite John Kennedy to share with us what he likes in terms of program that secures his online communications and activities. So we're going to give it over to John. We're going to talk about sharing your online securing your online communication. Presentation for APCUG. My name is Free John. I'm a member of the East Central Ohio Technology Users Club in Newark, Ohio. And all I wanted was an internet that respected me and protected my privacy. And most of us that started way back in the beginning, we didn't have a care in the world, but that isn't so now. I think now we have to be very, very proactive, and we have to be very cautious and wary of anything that's going on. Then I discovered Proton Mail, and then the whole family of Proton services. The principles of Proton were born out of a desire to build an internet that puts you and me ahead of any profits. A world where everyone is in control of their own digital lives, and that they can make digital freedom a reality. They want privacy for everyone. Privacy and freedom comes first. Their philosophy is your data belongs to you. It's my stuff, not anybody else's. And their goal is that they can be a company that you can trust for your privacy. So in this new world of insecurities that we have, you can communicate with whoever you want. You can protect your data and your identity, avoid having your data sold, and safeguard against cybercrime. Part of the reason that they can do this is that Proton is located in Switzerland, and the Swiss has the biggest and difficultest privacy laws in the world, so private that they won't give it up to anyone. Their products are all end-to-end encryption, which means the minute anything leaves your computer and arrives at their location, it's encrypted. They have zero access, which means no one in Proton can access your information. And it's especially a problem because if you forget your password, there is no way that they have the ability to recover it for you. and everything that you have with them in that account is gone forever. One of the biggest things that's in my favor is that they are completely open source. We've talked about that before, that there is nothing hidden in their code. Everybody can see the code, and they have independent audits all the time to make sure all of this is continuing. With Proton, you only have to have one account to access all of their services, and it's available on any device. They have made it very secure and easy to switch to their services and in using it. They have said that their program or their services will be free forever. And it's built by and for the community. It's not them saying, well, here's what I think we need to include, or here's what we need to make changes. The community drives what extra features, what works, what doesn't work, and what needs to be changed. Here are the different services that are now available. In the beginning, when I first started working with this group or using their services, it was just the Proton Mail and the contacts. And we now have a calendar, a cloud storage drive, VPN service, and a password manager. What I want to do today is I want to share with you what you get with just the free version. There's a paid version, and we won't talk about till the very end, but I want to share with you what you have available for this secure service, and it's all for free. So we're going to start with the mail program. With the mail program, you get 1 gig of storage, but you have to remember that this is across all of your different programs, Proton services. You get 1 email address, which is normally what you get with most email services. Now, there's a limit of 150 messages a day, and I don't reach that. They are also extremely good, as Gmail was when I used them primarily, with their filtering system. I have very few. The most spam and junk I get is through an Outlook account. You have 3 folders for organizing, 3 labels, and a filter. I don't usually use the filters much, but I can do the folders and the labels. And there's a 25 megabyte size limit for attachments, which is about normal for a number of the other services. You get free with your mail end-to-end encryption from Proton to Proton users. So if I send anything to a Proton user, it's guaranteed end-to-end encryption. If I send to somebody who's not a Proton, I can have the ability to protect it by locking it down, and they then access the email through a secure site and even can be password protected. The emails can be determined to be removed and gone, just like the Mission Impossible tapes. It's going to self-destruct after however long you want. Default is about 28 days. I usually use the access through the web and my mobile device, but you can install a client or access the client on your computer like Thunderbird using a program called Bridge. And they do a great job of rerouting all of your activities during emergencies or server shutdowns or whatever. So I have very, I don't know if I've ever found not able to connect to Proton to do any of my work. So that's the mail program. Now, when you want to use it, this was fantastic. When I first got it, I had to create my contacts, and get them in there, and I could forward mail to myself from my other accounts to get it in my new ones. But they now have a new easy switch in which you just go in and set up that you want to switch all of your contacts and calendar and your messages from your old one, and they do it all switch to you. They have the two-factor authentication for logging in, or I use what they call a two-password. I have one password that gets me into Proton, but I have a second password that I have to use to get me into my email. When you look at the email program, it's pretty much basic what you'd see anywhere. But as you can see in my sample, I have 3 folders to organize my mail, and I have 3 labels that I can quickly color code different mail from different people. I talked to you about the secure email. As you can see on the left, this is going from a Proton user to another Proton user, and you see the infamous lock in front of it. That lets me know that this email is secure and encrypted. On the right-hand side, it's a Proton going to a non-Proton person, and you can see it lacks the secure lock. But as I said before, with Proton, I can resolve that. I can click a button and say, I want to encrypt this email that's going to a non-Proton user, and I put a password on it. And then I can send it out. I can also set up an expiration time so that it disappears off of their server. Now, when you set it up this way to send it with a password, you can now see that this other person who was an Outlook one now has a secure link on it. And at the bottom of the mail, I pointed where there's the ability to click the password and the timer to set it on. When the person gets the message, they see that you got a message from somebody that is secure. And when you open it, this is all you get. You have a message that you have to use this link to go to the secure site to read it. And when you click on it, it says, okay, what's the password? So nobody gets in to see that unless they have the password that you give them. Once they open it up with the password, you get the message. You get also that it's on a timer, and it's going to be gone. If you reply, it is automatically encrypted because it's going right back to the Proton server. So messages that are sent back and forth this way are just as secure as the ones that go from Proton to Proton people. You can also use your email program to add things to your calendar. We'll look at that a little bit later. Oh, now, with the calendar that's free, you can have 3 different color-coded calendars so that if you wanted to organize things from personal stuff or computer club stuff or whatever, you can color code that. You're able to send out invitations to join for appointments. Like I showed you, you can add events when you get them from the email. You can customize how you see it and set reminders. And of course, all of this stuff is ad-free. You can give access control to your calendars to people that you invite that you want to see something so they're aware of an activity. You can get to it by the web or on my phone. I have my calendar available at all times with me. And they say they have some kind of an elliptic curve cryptography. I don't understand all that stuff because I'm not that kind of a program, but I do know that that is something that makes their encryption and even keeps your calendar events private only to you and whoever you want to share them to. Here's an example of setting up the calendar. It's fantastic because you set it up, you can repeat it, set it up for any number of different ways that it repeats. You can notify yourself or email yourself when you want to do it. And if you want to, under your calendar, there's a box, you can't see it there, where you can color code your appointment. And like I said, this works back and forth between my computer and the phone. So I can be at the doctor's office, get a new appointment, put it in my phone, and it's going to be in my main calendar back home. Here's what the calendar looks like, and it looks just like a calendar. But as you can see on the left-hand side, I have set up this demo one with my events, the club events, and family events. And then you can see the different color codings that lets me know what it is. I can do it as a month version, or I can do it as a week. With a week, you get a little bit more detail, easier to see. That's the one I usually use on my computer. On my phone, I have it set up for 3 days. So I just see today, tomorrow, and the next day, and then I can scroll around through that. Or if you want the daily one, I don't have that many things, you can have it show daily. Now, you also have a cloud storage for free. You get 1 gig of storage, and remember that's across all. So in the free one, you're going to only store important things. One of the things that's really nice too is that you can share from your Google Drive. We do this all the time in our Linux club. When somebody has a document or something, they put it up in their own a drive and give us the link, and it has an expiration so that our leader for our SIG will say, okay, I posted this link and it's good through Monday. So you can want to download the lesson for the day. Another thing that's nice is that in the drive, because you're sharing the link, there's no size limit like there is in email. You also have the option for being a backup or a syncing. With the Windows computer, it's not yet developed for the Linux. You set up a folder for anything that you want to have automatically synced as you type. In the Linux, you back up stuff right now by yourself. And again, the cryptography and the alternate routings for that. Here shows you the Windows version of the folder. It's just like the one you'd see on yours for like my Google Drive, my Drive. So you can see that you have all of your files. Now, the new thing is with the computers, that's where you have the syncing. And I can sync the files on the Windows computer to my Proton drive and then access them from my Linux one. But Linux doesn't have the live one yet. They're still developing that part. Here shows you that folder, and all of these files are being uploaded, synced to the cloud, and then I can get to them through my computer and go to the one that's the Windows one. And on your computer, there you see over on the right-hand side, there's a folder for Proton Drive. Just like on a Windows computer, you'll have one for OneDrive. VPN is also available to you for free. You can connect one device at a time. And for most people, that's not a problem. You're only using one computer at a time, or your tablet or your laptop somewhere. So you have one connection. You have access to 180 servers around the country in around the globe in 3 countries. There are 50 free ones in United States, 114 that you can access in the Netherlands, and 16 Japanese. So that's the Western Hemisphere, Eastern Hemisphere, and right there in the center. And it's minimum speed, but it gets you your VPN and encrypting what you got. It's very easy to use. It does all the work, and I don't understand all that. I don't have to. I just want one that works. There is no logging. I can access on my computer and on my mobile device. Unlimited bandwidth, even though there's not high speed, but unlimited bandwidth, and all of the VPN tunnels that you'd be using are also encrypted. And it's so easy that once you open up the VPN program, all you have to do is click the button that says Quick Connect, and they go out and find you the server that's the least being used. So you don't even have to do anything other than click that. Please note that it shows you the IP address and that you're not corrected or not protected. Now, you can choose that if you specifically want to stay in the United States, because as has been reported at times, your bank, if you try to come through like the Netherlands, they're very cautious about letting you access your account without going through the two-factor authentication. So you might say, I want to specifically pick United States, and then there are 50 to pick from. And what you do is you just look for one that's not so busy. The green ones aren't so busy, yellow getting busy, red ones are not. So you find one that you want. When you hover over it, it'll tell you how busy it is, and then you click on it or connect. Once you're connected, your IP address changes, your location changes, and you are out on the VPN and they don't really know where you are. And then all you have to do if you want to disconnect is hit the button and say disconnect. And I couldn't get the screenshot to show you that right now it shows that I was connected to somewhere in the United States, but Netherlands is the other one. And then right over here on the far right would have been Japan. Hopefully you can see that there are a lot of other black triangles, a lot over in Europe. That means that there are other server locations in those countries. Now, that doesn't mean that there's only one in Mexico or one in the United States. That just means that country has them. But we're for free, you can have access to any of those 3 countries and their servers. Next, we go to the newest one, and now Proton has a password managing program. You get one vault for free, and I don't know how they call it vault. I call them folders. And so all of your connections would be in one. Unlimited logins. You can have as many logins and notes stored in your password manager as you wanted. Unlimited devices. You can have it on, I have it on my phone. I have it on my computers. I have it on my laptops, unlimited. And it does have built-in 2FA. And one of the neat features is it has available 10 hide my email addresses. And this is where you go to somewhere like, I'm going to sign up for a newsletter. I don't really want to give them my email address, but I want this newsletter. So you tell Proton, say, give them a hide my email alias. And what it does, it'll create an email address that will be forwarded to your real email address. And that way you get all that stuff that you want from them, but they don't have your email address. And then if you find out that you're getting a lot of junk stuff from that email address that you have, you know that the newsletter has been selling yours, and you just go and delete it and say, sorry, I thought I'd give your stuff a try, but you don't play fair. It's ad-free as always, everything. The password manager can generate the passwords for you, or it can generate passphrases. Easy to sign in, and it's easy to import all of your passwords from some other email program or password manager that you were using. Here's an example of how it works. Here are a lot of different logins, and it doesn't give you anything other than addresses. And all you do is when you search for what you want, it comes up, you click on the link to go to that website, and then there's a little button that says fill it in for me. Or I can do the parts where I can copy and paste if I need be. But you can do a search feature and find all the ones. You can see on the left there, I have 286 in there, but under APCUG, I have 18. And that's because I have access to all of the Zoom accounts that I manage those, and the our APCUG email system. So I have a number of them, plus my own personal ones. Here's how it works. I come to the Google, little triangle says, here's options for you. I select whichever one I want. And then I go to the second page, because with Google, they only let you sign in one thing at a time. Over here on the right, Zoom has both boxes for email, username and password. So when I click it once, it fills in both at the same time. So it makes it so easy that I just come to the website. It shows that they have something stored. I select which I want, and off I go into that. I can do this. This is where if I clicked on the username, you can see the little picture. I can click on that. It copies it. There are some websites that won't let you do the autofill, and you need to copy paste. Here's the password generator. Oh, no. On the left-hand side, this is the hide my alias. So here I went to our UGLS to set up an account. And so it gave them a legitimate website, but it's going to go to passmail.net. Once it goes to passmail.net, then it's going to forward it to my account. And then if I ever start getting junk stuff, I know that APCUG doesn't play fair and sells my stuff. Over on the right, to show you that they can give you huge uncrackable passwords or passphrases, and you can change them to include underlines, dashes, periods, capitals, lower, all that sort of good stuff that we've talked about. So let me review. Here's what all you get for free. You get a mail program with one address, 150 messages a day with 3 folders to store stuff, a calendar with 3 different color-coded calendars, and unlimited, events that you want to put in there. You get a drive with 1 gigabyte of storage and file sharing, VPN with 1 connection, choose between the 3 countries, a password with unlimited logins, unlimited devices, and 10 of those hide my email aliases. And all that is secure and everything for free. I don't know why people don't do this for that security that you have. Now, just to show you what else, for example, you can go and get the Mail Plus program. It says $5 a month, but if you pay by the year, it's cheaper. If you pay by the 2 years, it's even cheaper than that. But just to show you, if you were the person that needed more email addresses than one, or you needed more than 150 messages a day or folders, you can have that for $5. You also, if you needed it, 22 additional color-coded calendars, and you can get 14 additional gigs of email or storage. So, for just $5 a month, you get all of that. Now, buying a la carte, you can get the increased storage of a total of 200 gigs, a total of 20 different folders, an unlimited number of hide my aliases, and for $9.99 a month, you can get the top level of VPN, where you can have, boggles me, but you can have 10 computers, devices accessing the VPN at the same time, access through 65 countries and almost 3,000 servers and high speed. Just to show you, stick with the free until you need more. But if you need more, you can get the Mail Plus and extra storage for $10 a month, Mail Plus better password for $10 a month, or Mail Plus and the increased VPN for $14.98. Reason I'm telling you that is that they have one other plan that for almost dollars more, you get everything, or even less in this one case. With the Ultimate program, you get 5 more email addresses if you need it, 15, 2 domains you can set up. With the Drive, you get up to 500 gigs. You get version history. With VPN, you get 9 additional connections. 62 countries, 2,000. And with passwords, you get the 19 additional vaults, unlimited hide, but there's no differences for the calendar. You got everything you need. And that's, $12.99 a month. But here's the interesting thing. If you did the free one and added the plus mail, and then added either extra drive or extra password manager for $9.98, $3 more, you get everything. And down at the bottom, if you just wanted the plus email and a better VPN, that's going to cost you more than the ultimate program, which is only $12.99. So this just kind of shows you free is free. And I recommend everybody start with free, have all that security. And then if you find out that you need more services, then you have the option. Plus ends up, if you get it for 2 years at a time, $3.49 a month, and the unlimited for $7.99 a month. But no matter what, the free program gives you everything and the total security and the total coverage that you get just for free. So that's my take on Proton and all of their mail services for the security that I have, knowing that all of my emails, all of my contacts, all of my calendar, all of that is encrypted and private just to me. Nobody else knows what I'm doing. And then I have access to the VPN to keep my internet traffic, and then the password manager to store all my stuff with that. And of course, if you have questions and comments, I am freejohn@protonmail.com, and you can get a hold of me there. So back over to Judy.
Judy, okay. Can calendar notifications be sent to or to appear on a watch that is connected to a cell phone?
I don't have a watch, so I haven't even worried about that.
That might be a DuckDuckGo question.
And it may be that if it goes to email, from my understanding of people who have watches, they get all their emails on their phone. So yes, it would do that.
Thank you.
That would be correct.
Thank you, Bill.
Proton VPN, one device only. If you have VPN running on your computer and leave the house with your phone and want to then use the VPN on your phone, does it let you remotely disconnect the VPN on the computer?
I think that's what happens when you do that.
In regards to forwarding phishing emails to companies, i.e. Google, Facebook, whatever, how do you accomplish this when the phishing is in a text? Since I don't text, I have no clue how you would do that.
And since that's not part of Proton.
So does anybody have an answer to that? Let us know. John, do they have tutorials on how to set all that stuff up that you talked about?
Yes, and it's so easy.
Okay.
If you've ever used the calendar or an email web version of an email, it's no different. You just set up a free account, and all you do is give them, your name and stuff, and that's the only thing that you give them. They just set the account up, and then you create the password, and they don't even know what the password is, and they can't get it to you, so don't lose it.
10 aliases per day, per month, per year?
10, period.
That's
Get
it.
Get rid of one, and then you got one more.
Okay. Your hide my email address. If you create a hide my email using one of the 10 available, you determine that a site is selling your email address and you unsubscribe from that site. Can you delete that email address from Proton Mail? If so, will that slot be available to create another hidden email?
To my understanding, you don't unsubscribe to them. You just delete that account and no more email. And then you would get another, I think then you get access to another hide my email to use, because they're all different. They'll create something. As you saw in that one, when I was at the UGLS site, it created a UGLS, so I knew who I had created it for.
Is Proton Bridge still only available on a paid account?
No, I don't think so. I use the web. No, you just download it. You have to have an account and set it up to go with either Thunderbird or Outlook or one of the other clients that reside on your computer.
Can you extend the email timeline instead of letting the email expire?
I think you have to set it up when you begin with, give it more than 30 days or less than 30 days. You know, you have, obviously you have a reason that you don't want it around, so that you put a timer on it.
Okay, you want to close the chat box for me, and we will open it up for live, real people Q&A. Murray, unmute please and go.
Hey, yes, I should be unmuted. First of all, Bridge now, at least maybe it's only because I'm in Canada, but Bridge certainly cannot be set up with the free account. And also the Proton Mail app cannot be set up on a phone with free account. And there's only one VPN available. It automatically assigns one. For me, it's always been in the Netherlands. And there's been no choice to go anywhere else with the free account. So, and also one of the things that I miss in the free account is the ability to group your contacts. You only have one list of contacts. Now, I can't remember about folders, but I'm not sure you have the 3 folders either in the free account.
Yes, because what I showed you on there, all those examples in the presentation were from a free account.
Yeah, but I'm saying that maybe it's because I'm in Canada that some of those features are not available, but certainly those ones I mentioned are not available to me. And I do find that I've just started trying to switch. I had a very bad thing happen to my ISP's email account, and I've been kind of switching over to Proton Mail. But I'm finding it was fairly easy to set up, but it's not quite as convenient as others. And I'm going to have to check about that expiry in 28 days because I don't want my email expiring in 28 days. So anyway, those are my my comments and additions to it. But I can certainly, and I don't know, I haven't tried the pass or the what was the other one, the drive part. I'll have to try those out right away after this. But there are some limitations that find it a little bit more difficult to use. For example, with the phone, I've got to use it through a browser. I can't use it. The app doesn't work. It can't be installed.
Thank you. Dale, your turn.
Come on. Okay. Yeah, I have the paid accounts, and I need to know where to find the tutorials because I'm having a hard time setting up all this stuff and learning about it. And can you point me in the direction?
Yeah, if you open up your let me switch here on my. Nope, that if you go up, because I've got the Gmail open because of running this thing. If you go up, when you log in, up to the top right hand corner is your little icon with your name.
Yeah.
And drop that down, you should be able to see support. It'll take you to their website, and they have the tutorials there and the knowledge base there.
And
I
have switch or add account, settings, sign out, refer a friend, Proton shop, request a feature, help, report a problem. You said customer support supposed to be up here somewhere?
No, I don't know what's up there because I don't see. I would imagine be under help.
Okay.
And the other thing is that at the end of the thing, if you send to freejohn@pm.me, you've got support right there at your fingertips.
Whatever
Yeah.
browser you use, ask the
Whatever what?
question. Whatever browser I use Google. Either you Google it or DuckDuckGo it and ask the question, about Proton tutorials. And I just did that and several videos came up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, if you need anything on that, just email me. And I will comment that I have the full paid version because I've been a supporter of Proton Mail for many, many, many years before, when they first started out. So I've been supporting them. So I do have all the features, but I do have a free account. And I do know that at least here, I'll have to check what Murray said, why he doesn't have more than Netherlands. That's got me because it says on the free account you have Netherlands, United States, and Japan, and you should be able to go to any of those countries. But
well, I'm glad you
different
told me
countries.
about the bank thing because that's important with the
Yeah.
US. Yeah.
And Dale, when you send that email to John, he's 3 hours behind us, so to speak.
Oh, okay. So
Don't if you send it at
you
8
mean
o'clock
earlier,
at night,
right?
don't-
So
yeah, don't think
if it's 12 here, it's 9 there.
it's
Is that
3 there.
AM?
I'm sorry, it's 3 there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 3 there. Okay.
Yeah,
was a-
when I do the presentations for California, I'm doing it for your evening pleasure at 10 o'clock my time.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
he could give this presentation to Glendora, no problem.
Mhm.
And
This
it
would
would be live, not a video. Steve Park. Oh, by the way, Murray, the question about bridge was asked by one of our people from Australia. Okay.
Yeah, and bridge does not work if you have the free account. At
Okay.
least it doesn't work in Canada.
Okay, Steve Parker, it's your turn.
Yeah, I've got a comment for Murray. He was saying that he wasn't able to get the free version in Canada to work on his phone. Well, I do, and mine does.
Very
Well, I have to try it
interesting.
again because when I went to install the app, it said you need a paid account to do that.
What phone do you have? Is it an iPhone or an Android?
iPhone.
Mine work. I got the iPhone and it worked perfectly fine on mine.
I'll try it
I
again.
actually use it to send emails back and forth from my iPhone to my computer.
Great.
Well, I'll try
So-
again.
Member helping member here, folks. Member helping member.
Yeah, and Steve, maybe they discriminate against Victoria. What can I tell you? They don't like the west side of Canada. Anyway, do we have any more questions?
I had a question sent in, and I have to answer this because you'll know I'm going to answer it nasty way.
Oh, now,
The question came in that do you still need antivirus software on a computer when using Proton? And my answer is not when I'm using Linux, no. But if I'm using Windows,
oh,
yeah, Proton isn't an antivirus program. It just is the program that uses the security of encryption and protection on my information. But if you were a Windows person using Proton, I would probably recommend you still using your antivirus.
I found Proton Mail, or sorry, that if I'd not used the Proton Mail VPN, there are lots of websites that don't work.
Yeah, and that's because if you're coming from Netherlands outside, that's why I don't know if you can get to the United States would do better because you're still in North America. But I know that part of the reason for VPNs on these other countries is so that if you were somewhere and you wanted to be able to access Netflix or whatever, which I don't do, that helps you get around some of the blocking that it does. But I mainly stay in the United States. I can go to Iceland and be bouncing back, but I think that's when you run into problems. I've gone from other countries, and when I go to websites, I get websites in different languages. I get websites in different monetary things. So I pretty much, if I'm going to be doing, my banking and stuff, I want to make sure I'm in the United States, because my bank, even if I'm in without the VPN, is going to send me the 2-factor phone call. And so if I'm in anywhere in the United States, I can use my VPN and the bank's still going to confirm with me. It's really me.